My name is Benega.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Spineka, and welcome to our YouTube channel, Conversations That Matter.
Thank you.
So, on our topic for today, we're talking about beauty standards of today. So, we're going to ask you just a few questions surrounding that topic. What are your beauty standards?
Whew. An educated lady, I get. Uyithatang, anale confidence, I get. Na with color, skin color, I get.
Yeah, it's not really a big thing for you.
No.
Yeah.
And also so uyithata hela ka ha o ntseng ka teng. Na I take that as the standard. You look confident about yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's so true. Now, what do you love most about yourself?
What I love most about myself. Ooh, tricky question. Everything about myself.
Yeah.
Everything. But most of the time, I take compliments from back where I'm a bubbly person.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good.
Just everything about myself.
That's nice, thank you. And then the last one, do you think how you feel about yourself or the way that you look is based on what people say about you?
Not really. I have people by that they have a problem with my weight.
Okay.
But not to me, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hella, now what makes me happy, I feel like it doesn't matter what people say outside about me.
As long as you're satisfied with yourself and
Yes.
confident with
Like
yourself.
you free hella, the way I wear, well, I don't, you know.
Yeah, you don't ascribe to what others people say.
No.
Yeah, no, which is beautiful, which is good. Okay, thank you so much. That was our final question. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Hi, thank you for joining us in Conversations That Matter. Can you please have your name for the viewers?
Good afternoon. Is it morning? I don't know, but that of the day is sunny. My name is Leah. So yes.
Okay, hi Leah. Thank you so much for joining us. I will be asking you a few questions based on beauty standards of today. So the first one would be, in your own words, how do you describe someone who is beautiful or handsome?
Somebody who's beautiful or handsome.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, actually, I don't know. People always have different opinions, right?
Yeah.
So I would opt for somebody who is beautiful as somebody who knows that word.
Okay.
Right. Somebody who is I could label as confident.
Okay.
Who can stand their ground, right? Somebody who is clean.
Yes.
Somebody who is very, very respectful. Somebody that is beautiful. As same as for handsome, that person should be. If it's a man, it should be. I love a man who is very respectful, very humble, and right. So I would label that man as handsome, a clean person also. Just as much as a woman should be clean, I would also say a handsome man also has to be clean, and I would label it as a person who is handsome and beautiful.
That's nice. Thank you. So the second one, what are your beauty standards?
My beauty standards.
For you personally as a woman.
Personally as a woman, well, beauty standards, I would, they're actually labeled as values, right? Values that a person has according to how they look or whatever, and how they would recognize themselves, or how would they feel the type of person they are. I get I have to focus on the skin color. They believe nowadays beauty standards is all about hourglass, having big boobs and a big butt. I just love myself being natural, right? I would say that everybody has their own opinion, right? They would want their beauty standards to be body. It should look this way. This should look this way. So for me, I don't think I have any beauty standards for like I don't, but I would opt myself to be the way that I am. I appreciate the way that I am, and I would say my beauty standards just being natural.
Okay, that's nice. So beauty standards for you is just being true to yourself.
Being true to myself, being natural. That's it for me.
That's nice. What do you love most about yourself?
One thing that I love about myself is actually my talents. I have talents. I'm good at it. I'm good at my talents, and I love that I'm confident. I actually hate it at the same time, but I love it at the same time. So I love my confidence mostly, and I love the fact that I can stand my ground about something, and I love that I'm human, and I will literally take another person as human. That I can respect another person and expect them to respect me the same way, and I love that. I just love me.
And the last one is, do you think how you feel about yourself or the way you look is based on what people say about you?
Wow, actually, the good part about everything is that everybody always has something to say, and people are always talking. They never stop talking. Whether you do good or you do bad, it doesn't matter to their eyes or to them. But what matters the most is, what do I feel, right? So whatever people say, it actually doesn't matter to me. It doesn't move me. It's their opinion, and I also have my own opinion about myself. So the only opinion that I should be focusing on is what is my opinion. People always talk. They always have something to say. They always have something new to say, something old to make you remember, or whatever. So with me, honey, I got my own opinion. I'm good. So,
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That was gorgeous.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome back, everybody, to our second episode of Conversations That Matter. Thank you so much, guys, for your support on our first episode, for liking,
Subscribing. Yes.
and for watching.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for the support. It means a lot. Hopefully, you guys will be with us throughout this journey as we go further up and give you more episodes of Conversations That Matter.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. So, diving right along.
Today we're so excited.
Yeah.
We're talking about body
Dysmorphia and beauty standards of
Yes.
today. So, jumping right into it, I think we can ask, what is body dysmorphia?
So body dysmorphia, ladies and gentlemen, it's a health condition where one has flaws about their physical appearance, maybe a certain area in their body where they're not comfortable about, that they're feeling that is so obvious to them more than it is to everybody else,
Yeah.
right? So these can be like maybe a birthmark that they don't like somewhere, whether on your face, it can be freckles, maybe a mole, or maybe just how they're behind, they've got a small behind. Yeah, and there's a lot actually.
Yeah.
Right.
So it is perceived to them, but another person can't see. So they
Right.
get fixated with those flaws or defects about
Exactly, yeah.
themselves, that it messes up with their mental health and thought process about themselves, because it even can cause stress,
Yes.
anxiety. I think I read also suicidal thoughts.
Yes.
And what else?
You just don't want to like socialize with a lot of people because you feel that every time they're around, they're actually focusing on the floor.
on the floors,
Yeah.
yeah, and nobody's looking at that. Like,
Exactly,
as
yeah.
you made a comment on freckles.
Yes.
I believe freckles are so beautiful.
Yes.
So I feel like if there's someone out there who feels like their freckles are not beautiful,
Right.
it's a shame, but
Yeah.
also not putting a downplay on it, that they shouldn't feel that way, because I
Yeah.
feel like we're all different in a
Right.
certain way. I may have something of myself that I don't like, but
Right.
somebody else will be like, but why don't you like that? It's
Right.
beautiful, you know,
Yeah.
embrace it.
I know this other, I don't know what you call it, but where you have a space between your teeth. I think most,
a
I've seen
gap.
a gap. Sorry, I said a space. I meant a gap.
It is a space.
Yes, it is a space. Anyway, so yes, I've seen those, and I think I know quite some who have actually done
A treatment.
a treatment with that. Yes, they've actually
To close the
to
gap.
Close the gap.
Is
Yeah,
it?
they have. But some have they love the gap. I mean, for ladies, I think they look so beautiful. It's something
They do.
unique about
Yeah,
them. Yes,
yeah.
that makes them stand out. Right?
It's very unique.
Yeah, it's very unique,
Yeah,
yeah.
so that's a very good example,
Yeah.
because a lot of people have problems with a gap, if they do have one. You know,
Right.
I'm imagining how difficult it is for them to fall in love with something they don't see as beautiful.
Exactly,
Whereas
yeah.
someone will like, but you look good with that, and they're like, no, I don't look good with this.
Yeah.
I need to fix this, you know.
Right.
So I think that's a good definition of body
Yes.
dysmorphia, you know,
Exactly,
getting
yeah.
fixated with your defects and flaws,
Right.
and trying so hard to conceal them, and if not concealing them, to fix
them.
those
Or-
flaws.
Yeah, exactly. And then whether through surgery, but some people I think if they don't afford surgery, they maybe cover them up with their clothing and so on and so forth. And then another one also that also stands out that I know of is maybe you have men and women. It actually affects both
I think it
genders.
affects both,
Yes,
yeah.
where they have their large boobs for men, maybe a little bit more than I don't know.
Yeah. So I've seen a show about that, where they I can say reconstruct people's bodies or do surgery
Right.
on people's bodies. I forgot the name of the show, where this man came in and he wanted a breast implant. Not
Implant,
like
yes.
big like women,
Yes,
no.
yes.
Just, you know how men, when they
go to gym and get
Oh,
buff
right.
and
The
six pack.
buffness, yes.
So he wanted like the toned buff
Right,
part.
right.
So he went in for implants. So
Okay.
for me, it was my first time seeing that. I was like,
Right.
okay, this is interesting,
Right.
that men can also go into that lane of
Right.
wanting the same kind of surgery or enhancement like
women-
that
yeah,
women go for.
yeah.
So it was very interesting. So I
Right.
think which brings me to the conversation of, is there a thin line or a difference, or rather, are they both the same or correlated?
Right.
Body dysmorphia and beauty standards.
Right.
Yeah, like what's the, or maybe they're influenced by what they see, or how we see influencers
Yeah.
going for these BBLs.
Right,
So
right.
I think my question is that being body dysmorphic, or you just want a big body?
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's being, to a certain level of extent, I think it's being dysmorphic, because for you to actually literally go for surgery and pay money towards the change, I think, I think it is. Yeah.
But I don't know. Okay, because I feel maybe one of the other definitions of body dysmorphia is that you can't get enough.
Right.
Like if you do go and fix the defects that you feel like you have, once you've done or fixed those defects,
Right.
you keep on going back for more,
It's like
more and more.
I think it becomes addictive in a certain.
It
yeah.
does at all. Like
But what are the health aspects to this? What are the health implications?
Yeah,
for these?
yeah. I'm glad that you asked
Yes,
that.
people are
because
aging. What does it happen? What happens? Does it flop?
I'm not sure about that. What I would say is that I remember years ago in the 90210, I don't know who remembers that show on E, is that back then they would do it differently from what they're doing now.
Alright.
So back then they would put implants, silicone implants.
Yeah.
So there would be women who go through complications of having those implants flipping or bending or
Right.
just moving and not
Right.
sitting in one place,
Right.
and they have to go back and take it out, or either do a proper reconstruction of that. So there were a lot of defects when it came to that, depending on which doctor obviously you went to.
Right.
So fast forward to today, now implants are no longer the thing,
Right.
for butt lifts, so that's hence BBL. So I think what they do now is that they take body fat. So maybe let's say they're doing liposuction,
Oh,
and they're
right.
taking it from your stomach area,
Then they're
or
putting
maybe
more
your
flesh
back.
to the
Yeah, they're taking your
right.
your fat, and
Right.
they're putting it in your behind.
Right.
Yeah, to give it that lift.
Oh, right.
So, but I think also there are complications in that. If there are doctors out there, surgeons, please correct me if I'm wrong. But I've heard it from those surgery shows
Right.
that some other complications could be, while they do inject your fat, there could be a chance that it goes into your veins.
Right.
Yeah, and once that fat goes into your veins, it travels, maybe getting to your lungs,
Whoa.
it clogs your lungs,
Whoa.
can't breathe, death.
Whoa.
Yeah, or sometimes it even goes into your heart or things like that. So
But I think in most cases, when you actually bring people to the enlightenment about their health, or the health, or the consequences for their actions, they'll be like, no, you know what, in life, there are risks. We take risks. Getting out of bed is a risk. Da, 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 da.
I think everything is a risk in life,
Yeah.
especially going under the knife. So I feel like doctors also do tell you before going under the knife, listen, here are your risks. You sign, like, no, I understand, it's on me. Whatever happens, it's on me. So that's really a risk to do it, never knowing if you're going to wake up after that surgery.
Yes,
That-
another thing, Intle, I wanted to find out. I mean, okay, fine. We see people who are not satisfied with the way they look, right? Now doing these BBLs, right? Then they've got people now looking up to them, right? Then what are we saying? The people who are not satisfied, they're now going to make themselves look the way that they want, and hence influencing the other people who have been fine, who have never had any challenges with maybe
their
the
bodies,
flaws,
yeah.
their bodies, and then it becomes like a fashion trend. Like, okay, fine, I have my boobs, let me just increase a little bit, right? That's like fashion,
No, I feel like that's,
Yeah.
for some people it is fashion.
right?
And I also feel like
just being a liker of things, I have to be honest.
Right.
Fashion and being a liker of things, and if you have the money, so it's really easy for you to go
To
for
do
that
it,
thing, to
yeah.
do it, because you have money at your disposal. There's
Right.
nothing holding you back. So I feel like liker of things and being influenced and just, doing things that not necessarily that you need it,
Right.
but because
To
you
like
see it
things.
as fashion.
It's fashion.
You like things,
Exactly
yeah.
my point. I'm
Yeah.
saying it's coming from a place where you look at people who are not satisfied with their bodies, then they end up doing these changes to their bodies, and then now they are followed by those who actually have the money, and they're like, I think this is cool. Let me do it.
Let me do it.
Then before you know it, everybody's doing it. Let's talk about the Botox, for example. And people are having probably fear of aging. Like,
aging,
I've
yeah.
got wrinkles and
Into
da.
wrinkles and
now
things like
instead
that.
of doing the gym, people would rather go for doing the Botox. Right.
And doing those what do you call liposuctions and things like
Liposuctions,
which
facelifts.
is nothing wrong with that.
etc.,
Do you
yeah.
be you? We're not judging, we're not doing any of that. We're just discussing the influence that comes with it, and the thought process also that comes with it, like what
Right.
goes through the person's mind when they find themselves wanting to go under the knife.
And then I also want us to discuss this, that how do we now then draw the line to say, okay, fine, if I have a thought, well, the way I think in a certain way, that if I have a flaw that I think is a flaw, I can change it, then I go and change it. How about we say, okay, fine, maybe I think I have this flaw, how do I now change my way of thinking? As opposed to saying, maybe the way I think is the right way.
It's the right way.
You know what I mean? And then bring everybody to that.
To that, yeah.
Right.
This has to do with mental strength, self-control, confidence in yourself.
And it's part of
And
us being
loving
human
us-
beings.
yeah, and it's part of
I
us being
mean,
human
look at
beings.
this, guys. It's, say, for example, I'm just gonna take a random example. I want ice cream, but I've got a tooth challenge, right? I'd rather go for the ice cream, or I'm like, no, I know ice cream is good. It tastes good. It looks nice,
But not now.
but not now.
Yeah.
Self-control. Okay, fine. These boobs look nice. They're the trending boobs. But you know what? I think not
I'm
now.
fine
I'm
the
fine
way
with the way
I
I
am.
am.
Yeah.
I mean, this is how I am. You know.
I don't need all of that. So that's why I'm saying mental strength, self-control,
Right.
being comfortable in your own skin,
Right.
loving yourself the way you are. And if ever you need to enhance your beauty or anything like that,
Right.
it doesn't have to be as drastic
Yes.
as going under the knife. So that's why I'm saying it's because I remember in high school,
Right.
I was teased for having a big toe. And by big,
A big. Oh, okay.
exactly, like
I'm like,
that's
yeah,
what I'm trying to explain.
all right.
By big, I'm not saying like it's humongous, like whoa,
Right.
a big toe. No. For some reason, people just liked to tease my big toe, like, oh, your toe is. And then to me, it didn't really bother me.
And for this longest time, I haven't actually noticed your toe is big.
I'm
Yeah.
like, what are people talking about? I
Right.
love my toes. And so now you can imagine a kid in high school, or a teenager rather, I'm teased about my toes. You could imagine that maybe I was going to be in a position of saying, I'm never ever going to put open shoes again. But I
Right.
never did that. I was like, who are they?
Yeah.
I love open shoes.
Right.
I'm not ashamed of my toes.
Right.
I love my toes. They're beautiful toes. Funny enough, in the same high school years of mine, I was at a mall with a friend. We were window shopping. So we went into the store looking for shoes,
Right.
and I had an open shoe. So came this assistant or shop assistant to assist us, asking us, okay, what are you looking for? Things like that. And then I showed him the type of shoe that I'm looking for. And this person was like, oh, you have beautiful toes. Imagine me listening to naysayers and negative people.
Right.
Where would it put me now? Maybe I was going to be one of those people now fixated on my toes, and then I'm like, growing up, when I have money, I'm going to go to surgery, fix my toes. No. I was like, no.
I think I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Mostly women, like, they're defined for maybe their beautiful hair and their firm, big boobs, a nice behind type
Yeah.
of thing. And then I also have had a similar challenge with my boobs. I'm like, okay, fine, for the longest time, really. And I know somebody who also had their challenge with their boobs. They're like, you know what, I think let's switch. You want smaller boobs? and I want bigger boobs, so let's switch.
Nice.
So yeah, so
because you have women who complain a lot that have big
yeah.
breasts. They complain about back pain, not
Yes.
finding the right clothes to wear or the right bra size or just the comfort of it all. So you have those who go under the knife to reduce the size.
this, yeah.
That I do understand totally, you know,
Right.
because now we're not talking about beauty.
We're just talking
Talk
about
about
health.
comfort and health,
Right.
you know. So that one I do understand. So yeah, it's really interesting when they're like, "Oh, I wish I could have your
Yes.
breast size," you know,
Yes,
things
yes.
like that. So
Yeah.
I think we are blessed. Those who have small ones.
Yes, we
It's
are.
a
Actually,
blessing.
I want to be very honest with you guys. Like, I used to have, like, my breasts were not like big size. I'll be maybe a 32 size type of thing, 34, right? So, getting married was one of those, that insecurity that maybe I brought into the marriage type of thing, where like, oh, will my husband love me the way I am type of thing, etc., etc. I don't know why I'm being so honest about this on camera, but
Conversations
yeah,
that matter.
So yeah, so anyway, so that was something that I had to deal with, and then obviously getting a reassurance from my husband, like, no, but your boobs are fine.
good.
I'm like, this guy, can't he
You
see?
look
I just
good.
like. But you know what? Over time, you grow over this. You mature, right? You end up accepting yourself for who you
Yourself
are.
for
That
who
you're
you are.
beautiful. You know, I may have like my eyes. I love my eyes, but you can have beautiful, maybe nice pointy nose or
Yeah,
whatever. But that's
yeah.
how God has made us to be beautiful,
yeah.
right? Even these small, tiny boobs. When you're pregnant, they become big. I was like, whoa!
I
Now
miss-
they're big.
I miss those boobs.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
now
wanna-
they're big. Then they go back. You're like, yeah. It's an interesting phenomenon that God has done
Yeah.
on us ladies. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's very that's very good. You just took me back now. I miss those days.
Yes.
But yeah. So as we're talking about influencing,
Yeah.
is that I feel like also women that are in the public eye who go through all of those changes, I feel like also it's pressure
Yeah.
for them, because the media has made it seem as that a certain type of body type,
Exactly, yeah.
breasts
Right.
behind, looks,
So in
skin
term-
tone,
yeah.
that's what's acceptable.
And they want to
that
be more relevant.
Yeah, they want to
Right.
be more relevant. In a way, for them being
It
relevant,
enhances-
as you
it
say,
enhances their career, exactly,
Yeah, it enhances the career, and
Yeah.
for them, like staying relevant,
Exactly.
keeps people talking,
Exactly, yeah.
Because also, if we talk about also skin tone, we've
Right.
seen skin lightening,
Yes.
how yellow bones are relevant
Right.
for some reason. I don't
Yes.
know why the skin tone
I
has to be
think it
made
comes
relevant.
from at some point. I used to believe it comes from this whole racial thing where like racism type of thing, and then from that,
What?
from the scars,
Okay,
it went
yeah.
through generations and generations.
One,
you
in
know?
terms of racism,
Yeah.
thinking that if you are lighter skin, you will be treated better.
Yeah, and you're
Okay.
you're more accepted. I think it's all about acceptance, right? Yeah.
We're all yearning for acceptance in a way.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
which is so true, because I feel like not even in the public eye, just in everyday life, normal situations.
Yeah.
For some reason, men, I think men especially,
Yeah.
you'd find a man saying, "I don't want a dark skinned woman,
Yeah.
I want a light skinned woman," and you're like, but what's the difference?
Exactly. Yeah.
A woman is a woman. Find
Yeah.
a good woman who will love you for who you are, and just be good together.
Yeah.
So,
I
which
still don't know though where the dark, tall, and handsome is coming from.
For me, I don't know if we're gonna dive into that. For me, I never. If you could go back years, if someone were to ask me what kind of man are you looking for,
Yeah.
I wasn't the type of person, tall, dark, and handsome.
Handsome.
No, like I just simple things.
Yeah.
Just smell good. Be good.
Be clean.
Dress good. Be clean. Hygiene is number one.
Yes.
Your nails must look good.
Yeah.
Just be a good person. Whatever skin tone you are, height you are, whatever it is, it's not a problem for me. It's all good. So, yeah, I'm interested in how you. Were you that type of person, tall, dark, and handsome?
No, I like the whole aspect of beauty, like ascribing light-skinned ladies as beautiful and dark ones as not much so beautiful, but then the reverse
The woman.
when it comes to the men. So yeah, at the end of the day, people should be comfortable with the way they are and how they are, like
And how they look and their appearance.
exactly, yeah,
and all
because
that
it
stuff.
defines them. It's their own footprint, their uniqueness in life. Yeah.
The more we appreciate ourselves for who we are, how we look like, and forget about what people say, I think the better for our mental state, our emotions, our feelings, and also people around us, that the more you feel good about yourself, the more you are a kinder person to yourself.
Yeah.
And the more you glow, you're
Exactly.
bright,
Yeah.
and you also allow people to love you the way you are.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I feel like if people start seeing those insecurities about you, then I think you're also inviting them to keep on pressing on those insecurities.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Because,
mean,
not
I'm going to
everybody-
give a very funny example. Say a banana says, "Oh, I'm a banana. I don't want to be a banana anymore." Then it turns into an apple. I mean, it's no longer a banana. So by that saying, if you're this person and you look a certain way and you now change yourself,
Your whole
actually
identity.
you've changed your whole identity. To be precise.
You've changed your true essence
Exactly.
of who you are.
Exactly,
you know, things super well. So I know maybe it's easier said than done. Love yourself and be good to yourself and appreciate yourself the way you are, because sometimes we might not really know what people are going through in terms of their emotions, how they think about themselves or how they feel. But at the end of the day, I think it's really great to receive the type of advice that love yourself the way you are.
Exactly. There's no one like you. You're the only
you're the only
you.
You're the only you, definitely. So this was just our message to people out there who are going through insecurities, who feel like they have defects and flaws, that only them see or perceive, that you are good.
You are beautiful. You are handsome the way you are.
You're handsome the way you are. Love yourself first before anybody else. Love the way you are. Love how you feel about yourself. In those moments also of insecurities, you can love yourself through it until you get over it. If you need someone to talk to, you can do that.
Health professionals.
You can do that just to get you through those emotions and how you feel. So I think that is it from us today on our second episode
of Conversations That Matter.
Hoping it was very insightful and fun and very good for you guys to listen in. So,
and we're keen on hearing feedback from you. So like, subscribe, comment.
And what you have to say.
All right.
Yeah. So
until next time.
Until next time, guys. Thank you so much. We love you. Mwah.